Triple B Hot Takes. Welcome, welcome.
Good morning! Hello, world! Oh, yeah. NFL Sunday is upon us. Week 6, pick up sticks with a little bit of Florida-Georgia line. I am Triple B. Welcome, welcome. I am not alone. I am joined by my dad, Coach Roy. Come on down.
Wisco on a Sunday, baby. About to get myself a little line. He's crazy. Woo!
Oh, man.
Yeah, buddy. Happy Sunday.
Uh-oh.
You know,
Nothing like some Florida Georgia.
oh, look it out, look it out, look it out.
And you're up, you're spilling.
Spilling the lineys.
Hey.
October infested.
Hey.
Nothing
Nothing
about
like
a-
some FGL to get you amped.
Nothing like a little FGL on a Sunday NFL morning.
Whew. Here we are.
Bring it
it's-
on down. I got to wash my hand now.
Okay. It's week 6. Pick up sticks. We have a lot of picks for you. Triple threat, upset of the week. No Packer game this week. They have a bye. They got to figure shit out.
Boy, do they ever.
They will, though. They definitely will. As I stated, I am Triple B, 3B. Welcome to Triple B Hot Takes. This is Roy. We give you picks.
I'm Roy.
We drink beer. We watch football. We celebrate good times. That's about it. So, if you're interested in any of those things, which I don't know why you wouldn't be, tune in. Welcome to the show. Here we are.
Welcome,
so,
welcome.
we start with player picks. And we always start with the most important player, QBs. In 3, 2, 1. Here we go. QBs week 6. Right at the top, I got Tua. I still can't say his last name all this time. Not even going to try. But Tua T. On Miami Dolphins, he plays Carolina, and Carolina sucks. So, I love Tua. I think Tua is the number 1 quarterback this week. Tua. My number 2 QB. I can't believe I'm saying this. After horrificness has occurred, I like Justin Fields this week. Yes,
wow.
I do. I like Justin Fields. He's 30-plus the last 2 weeks. He's looking like he's figuring stuff out somewhat. And they play Minnesota, who sucks at pass defense, suck against quarterbacks. They're giving up a shit ton of fantasy points to opposing quarterbacks this year. Justin Fields is going to take advantage of that on Dick Butkus Day, RIP to a great linebacker for the Chicago Bears. And anything I know that when there is a certain legendary player that passes away in the NFL, teams tend to play a lot better and whoop ass in honor of that person. And I don't think that Chicago is going to be any different today. I have Chicago winning this game. But yes, Justin Fields against Minnesota. I like that. My risk, and I have him in my lineup. I also have him circled. He is my sleeper of the week. People are going to hate on it. Apparently, there's been some articles saying that you shouldn't play this guy this week. However, I'm playing this guy this week. I really like this guy this week. It's time to start putting him on your map. It's time to start talking about this guy being a potential MVP candidate.
Oh, my goodness, yes.
And no one is.
Not
Brock
gonna
Purdy.
Yeah.
San Francisco playing
Yeah.
Cleveland Browns. He is only $5,600 in DraftKings. He is dynamite. He is going to stomp on Cleveland. It's in Cleveland. It's going to be a tough game, no doubt. But he has proven, especially against Dallas, that he is the guy. He is the man. He's pumped up. He's making plays. I like Brock Purdy. I'm taking too long to explain this. Brock Purdy is my sleeper of the week. Dad QBs.
I like it. A lot of people equating Brock Purdy to one Tom Brady and how he's gotten started, where he was picked, and what he's doing. And I can't argue with it. The guy's a phenom right now. Phenom. All right, my quarterbacks this week. I like one Joe Burrow who made a bounce back for Cincinnati. He's starting to look healthy again. Jamar Chase is Jamar Chase. Higgins, Boyd. Gee whiz. I mean, you've got Mixon. How can you argue? I like Joe Burrow this week against Seattle. Seattle's a pass funneling D. They're third last in giving up points to quarterbacks, and I think Joe Burrow is going to tear them a new rectum today. Rectum, damn near killed him. My other quarterback, how do you argue with this? It's been every week for me. I've mentioned this guy, Matthew Stafford. Another big game for him. He's got some real weapons. He showed that Kupp can come back right out of an injury and step right back into the role that he played. And Puka's still playing a huge role as well. So between Kupp and Puka, holy balls, hang on to your hats. My risk at quarterback this week. Stepped into a situation last week replacing one Anthony Richardson. I like the Chinchu, Gardner Minshew. My risk. What?
Okay.
Colts versus the
Jags.
Jacksonville's given up the 6th most fantasy points to quarterbacks in the league, and they just got back off a hell week, 2-week tour in London. I don't know what the NFL is thinking about this. These teams are fatigued, they're tired, yada, yada, yada. And I'm rambling now, but I like Gardner Minshew.
Running backs.
Okay. Goes without saying. Gardner Minshew, 5,000, and Joe Burrow, 6,300 DK. We mentioned that before. Alvin Kamara, New Orleans going up against Houston. He's getting 69% of the snaps. Last week, 4 or 5 carries inside the 10-yard line. I like Alvin Kamara a lot this week, $6,800 in DraftKings. And no Devin Achane, whatever how you want to pronounce it. He's out with a knee injury, stepping back into his role. Raheem Mostert, Miami against Carolina. He already mentioned they suck. Mostert's going to be the cowbell this week in Miami, and $6,400 in DK. My risk, DeAndre Swift. I know you call him, is he really a risk? Not really. But with all the other things going on with Kamara and Mostert, Swift becomes my risk of the week, and I still think he's a must-play. So, there you go.
Well, I won't take too long here because my 2 top running backs this week are Alvin Kamara and Raheem Mostert, and my risk is DeAndre Swift. So, we have the exact same running backs, but that should tell you something. They're going to do good. Wide receivers, Jamar Chase, circled fire play of the week for me. He's versus Seattle. They have allowed 5+ wide receivers over 100 yards this year. Jamar Chase, back on the map. Love Jamar Chase. He's in my lineup. I wish that I could have this guy in my lineup with Jamar Chase, but to stack them both is so expensive. Maybe I'll figure it out before kickoff. But Davante Adams is my number 2 this week. He's healthy. He's back. He's feeling good. Not so good against the Pack last week. He didn't do as well as people thought. Bounce back game for him, 100%. New England is without 4 defensive backs. 2 more went down last week. 4 of their starting defensive backs are on IR.
Does Bill Belichick have a job after this week?
I don't know.
They lose?
I don't know. But I do know that Davante is going to go off against a battered and injured New England secondary. Risk, I have Adam Thielen. Is Adam Thielen cooking? Is he even a risk? I don't think so. Adam Thielen needs to be talked about more, but he's a risk because he's under $6,000. $5,900 for Adam Thielen. I also have DJ Moore in the risk column. Went off last week. I don't know if they passed to anybody else. And Minnesota sucks against the pass. So DJ Moore is going to feast today. DJ Moore and Adam Thielen are my risks. They're still risky, though. You say those names, and it's like, well, they're still that. But I like them. Wide receivers.
Goes without saying, Jamar Chase, he's my fire play of the week as well. A must-play. Jamar Chase, Cincinnati at Seattle. And by the way, he's always open, according to him. And he is. Calvin Ridley, I like him. He's been playing really well for Jacksonville. Seems to be jiving with Lawrence. Jacoby Myers, I'm kind of going opposite of you at Vegas. Ever since Davante Adams brought up trade talks, they're not targeting him. His target share is down almost 20%. Jacoby Myers is up 20%. So make your pick there, but $5,800, Jacoby Myers.
Revenge game.
What's that?
said revenge game.
Revenge game.
For Jacoby.
For Jacoby. It is a revenge game. Yeah, actually, I made that note. Adam Thielen is my risk, just like he had him for all the reasons that he mentioned.
Okay. Tight ends. TJ Cock is numero uno, and my risk for tight ends, I really like Dallas Goedert went off last week. I have him in my lineup. Cheap tight end for very high ceiling, but he could post up 5 points and have 2 catches for 30 yards, which he does often.
Yep.
So that's why he's a risk. TJ Hawkinson, though, is going to go off. So if you want to pay the price for TJ, absolutely recommend. If you want to stack other positions and have no money for a tight end, Dallas Goedert. Roy.
I have my tight end playing for the week at Dallas Goedert. I like him. Jets are allowing 16, 26, and 3 tutters over the last 2 weeks to tight ends. And Philly's going to tear the Jets a proverbial rectum as well. I don't even think that's going to be a game. So Philly's starting to click, and the Jets they're the Jets. My risk, I'm going back to Zach Ertz. He didn't perform like I expected him to last week. But he has a good opportunity against the Rams. They are allowing 7 targets per game to tight ends, and a matter of fact, Zach Ertz is earning 7 targets plus per game. So I like Zach Ertz as my risk.
Yeah, and with that Philly-New York Jets matchup, all those guys you can plug in, tight ends, wide receivers. I think the main guy, we talked about it this morning, DeAndre Swift.
Yeah, without a doubt.
Jets' main advantage, they have a really good secondary. Eagles' main advantage, they have an awesome offensive line, awesome defensive line. I think they pound Swift all day long. So if you can afford Swift, which he's not that expensive,
No,
I think he's $6,100. Swift for sure. But yeah, Dallas Goedert too. I like that. Okay.
Yeah, $6,100. You're right. Yep.
Big old hairy, scary, D. Kiewit. They're cheap. Not a lot of people are going to have them, but I like them for whatever reason. Tampa Bay Buccaneers. They play the Lions at home today for some reason. I like Tampa this week. Not really sure why, but I have them in my lineup, and I put them on a piece of paper. All right? The number 1 defense is going to be 49ers every week, so if you can afford them, absolutely go there. But it's getting... I've never seen defenses so high in DraftKings this year.
No, they are high.
So you basically have to treat them as a player if you want the 49ers defense, which I think is $5,000, which is just like...
They're not cheap. I like the Bills' defense this week against the Giants. Jesus Christ, it's the Giants. I mean, they have
Sunday
absolutely
night. What a barn burner.
No one. So I like the Bills' D.
All right, triple threat.
$3,700 too. So they're not as high as you would think.
No. Triple threat picks. I am 8-7 on the year. Not terrible. Roy is 7-8. Also not terrible. We need to improve those numbers though, and we will this week. Let's start off with the 49ers heading to Cleveland. They are minus 9.5 on the spread against a tough Cleveland defense. There's no Deshaun Watson this week. He just doesn't want to play anymore, I guess, which makes sense because he's getting paid a shit ton of money not to play anyways. So, with that being said, I have the 49ers beating Cleveland in Cleveland for the first pick of the day. Roy, who do you got?
49ers.
Pretty simple stuff. Cincy headed to Seattle. Fun factoid, this is... Joe, first time playing Seattle in his career. Wow. I tend to forget sometimes that Joe Burrow hasn't been in the league that long. And this is his first time playing the Seattle Seahawks. I think he's going to start off 1-0. I have Cincinnati beating Seattle. Cincinnati is Cincinnati is favored 3 points, -3 against Seattle. In Seattle, which tells you that they think Cincinnati is going to continue to do what they did last week in Seattle. Dad, who do you have for that game?
Yeah,
Judging by your hat, I'm guessing.
Seahawks coming into the jungle.
It's in Cincy.
It's in Cincy.
Never mind, forget what I said. It's in Cincy. That makes a lot more sense why they're favored 3.
Yep, they're favored 3 because they are at home.
Oops.
So the Hawks coming into the jungle. I've got the Bengals winning this. As I already mentioned, Joe Burrow and Jamar Chase have a day.
And Detroit is heading south to Tampa Bay to face the Buccaneers. Both are number 1 in their divisions. Not very good divisions, I will say, as well, which is sad because we are in one of them, the Green Bay Packers.
Oh boy.
NFC North is probably considered one of the worst divisions in the NFL right now. That's just what happens when, I don't know. whatever, I'm rambling. Detroit goes down to Tampa Bay, and I think Tampa Bay beats Detroit. I have Tampa beating Detroit. Tampa is an upset. They are +3, given 3. Detroit is -3 away, which tells you that people are riding the Detroit Lions train, and I don't blame them. They're looking good, but I think Tampa's looking good too. Baker is going to bake.
Monroe St. Brown comes back this week. Laporta's having a year. I've got the Lions over Tampa in Tampa. Go Lions.
Lions. Okay. Well, pretty similar. So San Fran, Cincy, and Tampa for me. San Fran, Cincy, and Detroit for Roy. All 3 really good games. Upset of the week, Dad. Who do you have?
Well, you're speaking of the NFC North and how piss poor they are.
Unfortunately.
And unfortunately they are. The Minnesota Vikings ride into Chicago today to play Da Bears. And I've got Da Bears in an upset over the Queens in Chicago today.
Dick Buckus Day.
Dick Buckus Day. What a hell of a linebacker.
What a hell of a name as well. Yes. Chicago, I have Chicago winning today as well. I think it's crazy that Minnesota's favorite headed down there when Minnesota's not much better. And they're in shambles. Justin Jefferson looks like he quit last week and now he's on IR. I'm confused. I don't think he's actually hurt personally. I think he's being a little baby personally, but apparently he's got a hamstring injury. He's on IR, but he looked like he quit. He did not. He gave me
Certainly
Jay Cutler vibes last week.
He did. Certainly did. Which is a good point. Look out for Jordan Addison today with no Justin
He's
Jefferson.
in my lineup. Yes, good point. Yes, as well. Upset of the week for me. I have the Chargers beating Dallas on Monday Night Football. The Chargers, yes.
Oh, that's a good one.
Yep, the Chargers.
I like it.
Chargers are
like it a lot.
2-point underdogs here. They're giving them 2. Dallas is favored after getting piss pounded. I think Dallas's true colors are coming out, and I think they continue to come out. Eckler is back. Chargers are full force, despite Mike Williams, who's out for the year. I think the Chargers are going to be all
Quentin
over
Johnson's starting to step
Dallas.
up a little
Dallas
bit
started
there.
off the year facing the 3 worst offenses in the league, and now they're starting to face the big boys, and they're getting pounded. Their defense isn't as good as advertised. The Chargers have a good offense, and I think that
Who's
the
calling plays
Chargers
in Dallas?
Blue beats the Dallas Blue on Monday Night Football. Joe Buck on the call. Troy Aikman is going to see his
Bucknuts.
team get pounced. Chargers.
How biased is Troy
Chargers.
going to be in that one? Oh, that's a must see. That's must see television right there. Just to watch Troy Aikman wallow in his sorrows when Dallas gets their ass kicked.
I am super pumped for Monday Night Football. Super not pumped for Sunday Night Football. NFL, figure it out.
Yeah,
Why is the New
okay.
York Giants 3rd time they're on a featured game this year?
Terrible.
3rd time. The New
Terrible.
York Giants. Figure it out. I watched College Game Day yesterday. They have a great game every single week. You're the NFL. Figure it out. I don't want to watch the Giants playing the Buffalo Bills tonight.
I don't want to watch
I don't
the
want to
Giants
watch
play,
it.
period.
The Giants suck. Why didn't you flex that out? Why didn't you change it? You fly teams to London. Why? Why? All these questions. I'm done now. Okay.
That's a good rant. I like it.
Yeah, thank you.
Kudos.
I'm sorry. I lost it there. Now I'm back. I'm Bennett again. I went off.